What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Real Madrid have just defeated Atalanta 3-2 away from home in match week 6 of the UCL, the rematch of the UEFA Super Cup final. And it's the same way today that it did back in August, with Real Madrid once again coming out victorious over Atalanta. And today was an unsuccessful hate watch for us Barca fans. And it came to an end. We've had a good run of successful hate watches from Madrid in the UCL. Leo, Milan, Liverpool, those were all amazing. But today, we were not able to replicate that feeling, bro. Because fucking Retegui decided to send that ball 15 feet over the bar when he was this close in front of the goal and no keeper. How do you miss by that much? I understand I'm not a pro footballer, and obviously that ball's coming very fast towards him, so it's kind of easy to shank the ball because one little touch and the way that it's coming at that speed, it could just go over like it did. But come on, bro, give us something, please. Help us out. If you would have scored that goal, it would have been a generational hate watch, a generational comeback, by the way. And today, man, if Retegui would have scored that goal, that would have been it for Madrid in the UCL, in my opinion. Because if he scores that goal, I don't think they qualify for the next round. But this fucking team in Real Madrid, in this competition specifically, always finds a way to win when they need it most. And today, I'm not trying to be hyperbolic with what I'm about to say, but you guys know I always say that. But honestly, man, I think that's Madrid's biggest win of the season. Think about another one. Think about another huge Madrid win this season so far, bigger than that one. If they don't win that game, again, I don't think they qualify for the next round. Forget the top 8 because they're not qualifying in the top 8 of the UCL. That's done. That's just not going to happen. They haven't collected enough points up until this point to qualify for the top 8. But if they lost this game or even drew this game, we would be looking at Madrid being outside of the top 24, bro. Outside the top 24. These are the defending champions, the all-time winners of the competition. And if they didn't get 3 points today, it was going to be an uphill battle for them to qualify for the next round. So for Real Madrid, that is a huge win today. They needed that win badly. That to me, like I said, that's their biggest win of the season. And to me, it's one of the best games they've played throughout this whole season. Now, it wasn't a perfect game, but no team ever plays a perfect game. It's really hard to find a perfect game, but I think Madrid today played very, very well. I think every player besides Lucas Vazquez had a good game. I thought Ceballos was fantastic. I thought Brahim was really, really good. I thought Mbappe, before he unfortunately went off injured, had a great game as well. He obviously scored that goal, which was a vintage Mbappe goal. And I thought he looked really, really sharp in those, in those 25 minutes he was on the pitch. I thought Vini obviously scored his goal. He didn't look like Vini before the injury or last season Vini, but he still looked good. Obviously scored his goal anyway, like I mentioned. And I thought Bellingham was fantastic today. I thought Bellingham, once again against Atalanta, to me, is the man of the match. He was the man of the match against Atalanta back in August when they played in the Super Cup final. He was all over the pitch in that game, and today, it was no different. And Jude Bellingham now quietly has scored 5 goals in his last 6 games. After having a slow start to the season in terms of scoring, he scored 5 goals in his last 6 games. If this guy gets it going again like he did last season with his goal scoring, watch out, because the guy is honestly insane. He's an insane player. Honestly, Jude Bellingham is a really, really good player, and everybody knows that already, but I feel like I have to be even more appreciative of Bellingham because before he came to Madrid, I was so critical of him and calling him a flop, and then last season I refused to acknowledge what he was doing. But now I gotta be fair and I gotta say this guy is honestly, I'm ready to say he's a generational talent. I'm not really saying anything that's not really a hot take, but the guy's fucking insane, man. The performance he put forth today and the games that he's been having over the past couple of weeks for Madrid, and like while they've been having this good run of form, he's been amazing, man. Like I said, quietly has scored 5 goals in his last 6 games. The only goal he didn't score the only game he didn't score, was the Liverpool game. But every other game apart from that, he scored. So again, good for Bellingham, and Madrid get the win. I thought leaving Vini on for that long was a little bit questionable because he's coming off an injury, and we saw him kind of pick up a knock towards the end of that game. So leaving Vini on for that long to me was crazy. Lucas Vazquez is fucking terrible, man. Honestly, like he has like good performances every now and then, but for the most part, this guy just drops a stinker every single time he plays. For the most part, again, not every time, but for the most part, he always drops stinkers. I don't know what it is about Lucas Vazquez, but he's just not a great player anymore because he hasn't been a great player for many years. I always compare him to Sergio Roberto for Barcelona. It's almost like they're the same fucking player. Honestly, it's like they're the same player. Both weren't good enough to play for these teams like 5 years back, and they're still somehow on that team. And every now and then they have a game where you're like, you see, that's why he's on the team. But then the next game, they just followed up with a fucking stinker. And that's what Lucas Vazquez had today. That goal that Lookman scored, man. Oh my God, what a goal. The second goal that Atalanta scored, obviously, what a goal that was. I mean, to that near post. The penalty, obviously, I'm not going to talk about the penalty because it was just a penalty. Tchouameni with a silly challenge, and obviously Atalanta converted that penalty. But yeah, that Lookman goal was fucking gross, man. That Lookman goal was disgusting. And this is a huge win for Madrid, like I mentioned, bro. Atalanta have been amazing this season. Honestly, both in the league and in the UCL. It's their first loss in the UCL this season, and it comes to Real Madrid away from home, at home. Obviously, Atalanta's at home. They're not easy to beat at home. They're a really, really tough team to beat at home. And for Madrid to go in there and win that game and to score 3 past them, I mean, it's really, really impressive. Now, some of those Madrid goals might have come from defensive errors, like the Vini goal and the Mbappe goal. You could say the defender kind of makes an error there, but still, a goal is a goal. I'm not going to take it away from Madrid because they scored those goals, and I think those goals were pretty well worked. I mean, the passing and all that stuff right before the goal, I thought it was good football. And the Bellingham goal was just insane, bro. I mean, what he does there to get the once he's one-on-one with that defender in the box. I mean, the shimmy that he does to get, I just did the cringe. The shimmy that he does to get past the defender, and then the finish. I mean, was it the best finish ever? No, it wasn't like this close to the post. Like, the keeper could have definitely gotten a hand on it, but still, it was a good enough finish. The ball had enough power behind it to where obviously ended up at the back of the net. But yeah, man, for me, this was an unsuccessful hate watch. I really wanted to see Madrid lose today because if they lost it, like I said, I don't think they qualify for the next round of the UCL. That would have been amazing. If Madrid didn't qualify for the next round of the UCL, that would have been like, it would have been crazy. Now again, they might still not qualify because they have Brest and Salzburg left, but that was their toughest game by far. Now Brest is not an easy game by any means, and Salzburg is not. I mean, it's not a hard game, but again, they maybe have something in the bag for them. But their toughest game, they got out of the way. In this stretch of the last 3 games in the UCL, that was their toughest game by far, and they got that out of the way. But yeah, man, for me today, Madrid had a pretty good performance. Vini should have come off earlier, in my opinion. I think Retegui gets really little playing time. Now, he played 88 minutes, I think, against Girona this weekend. So again, I think Ancelotti's just trying to manage his minutes accordingly. But I think when you give him 4 minutes, bro, there's not much he can do. But yeah, for me, we'll see what happens with Mbappe because it seems like he was finally starting to find his groove on this team, and now for him to go off injured like that, it's just awful to see. Rival fan or not rival fan of Kylian Mbappe, not a fan of Kylian Mbappe. I really don't care what team or what players you support. It's never good to see a player that talented go off the pitch with an injury. And hopefully, again, it wasn't like an ACL. It wasn't like what happened with Carvajal, where we know he's going to be out for the rest of the season. We'll see how long he's going to be out for. But yeah, man, I wish him a speedy recovery because again, football is a better place when Kylian Mbappe is healthy and playing well. So again, I wish him a speedy recovery. But yeah, man, for me, it has to be good right now to be a Madrid fan and watch Bellingham, Vini, and Mbappe all be on the score sheet. That obviously must feel really, really good. And you know, I just think that this team, I think Vini is the best player on this team. And I think he's kind of the guy that sets the tone. But the engine for this team, I mean, it kind of switches off between Valverde, who, by the way, was fantastic today, in my opinion, and Bellingham. But Bellingham, when he's on like that, Madrid's really tough to beat because of the amount of things that guy does on the pitch, both going forward and defensively. I mean, this guy's in his own, like he's in the opposing in the opposition's box, and then somehow you see him 5 seconds later and he's in his own box defending a counter attack. I mean, the guy's insane. He's a workhorse. He's a machine. And yeah, I just think he played well today. But yeah, Madrid win 3-2. Disappointing that the hate watch was not successful, but we'll see what happens. Obviously against Brest and against Salzburg. Hopefully those teams can beat Madrid, and then we'll see if Madrid end up qualifying or not for the next round. I think it's pretty clear now that they're going to qualify. But again, we'll see what happens. And we'll see what happens with Barca tomorrow. I love every single one of you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace out.